What's up, IP fam? Well, it finally happened. I've been exposed to the Rona, right? The 19, the thing that I'm not supposed to say on my YouTube video or on my YouTube channel, or else YouTube freaks out and will squash the video, right? The big problem is this, though, is that Greta is 8.5 months pregnant, right? I mean, we're supposed to have a beautiful new baby girl here. I think we're 3 weeks away-ish, baby number 8. And I work in an essential business during the daytime, and one of the employees there got a confirmed case of the Rona and left, did the whole deal, and here we are. So we're trying to figure out how to handle it. You know, on one side, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a big deal and it needs to be taken seriously. On the other hand, it's like, well, if I already have it, then I already probably have it. You know, if I've already been exposed, then I probably have it if I'm going to get it, and not if I don't. So they've changed hospital guidelines. So typically what happens in Greta's birth is that we have 1 or 2 people along with us, maybe one to take pictures and one to, you know, do logistical things or kind of help Greta out, along with myself. Her and her friends, they enjoy doing those things, and we have wonderful doctors and hospitals that allow us to do that. Well, now the hospital is not letting anybody but the life partner in the room, which is fine. I mean, I get it. I get that they don't want to, you know, spread anything, or they want to be as wise as possible. That's fine. What's interesting is they're doing a couple other things. Number one is that they are, at least our hospital, which I have to think that somewhere along the lines, this is like pretty standard practice for most hospitals, but at least for our Iowa hospitals, once you get checked in, you're not allowed to leave until it's time to leave and you've stayed and discharged with the baby. So typically what I do is at the hospital is right in like the epicenter of all of our shopping and food and all that kind of stuff. And one of the wonderful things that Greta and I like to do is kind of have mini date nights where we'll put the kids to bed and then we'll go get our favorite pizza or Chinese or Japanese food or sushi, and bring it in and eat it. And so my first concern, which I probably shouldn't have voiced it as soon as I did in the conversation with Greta. She was more concerned about what are we going to do? We can't have, the extra 2 people in a room. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do about Chinese food? Anyway, so I've been exposed. And so then I called the hospital and just said, hey, look, here's the deal. I didn't tell them who I was because I didn't want to just totally sink myself into something that I didn't want. But they just said, hey, look, if you think you've been exposed, you need to quarantine yourself for 14 days. And the only way that you would be precluded from coming into the birth is if it's been those 14 days or you're showing symptoms or you have a fever, which is funny because Greta went to her appointment and they actually checked for her for a fever. So here's my fear. My fear is that I'm going to get to the hospital and have a fever or something crazy, right? So we have plenty of time to where I'm going to be quarantining myself for 14 days. That's not the issue. That's easy to do. I feel fine, by the way. Everything's good. I'm a pretty healthy kind of guy anyway. Every time I go to the emergency room and they're like, oh, who's your family doctor? I'm like, well, I don't really have one. They're like, what do you mean you don't have it? I'm like, I don't go to the doctor. I don't know. I'm blessed. Back to the Chinese food thing. So here's what they're going to do. You have to Uber Eats it to the front door. The nurse has to go get it on the front door and then bring it up to the room, which actually isn't bad. That's actually kind of nice. Saves me a step. And what's interesting is I was home with our boys last night and we jumped on Uber Eats, and Uber Eats has this option now to where you order your pizza and you can do a front door delivery where they literally just drop the food on the front door and then leave. So that was interesting. But so that's what we'll have to do with the hospital. I don't know. That's just kind of it. In other news, it's April 17th and it snowed 2.5 inches last night here in Iowa, which is insane. We had a big hailstorm, so we're supposed to have a roofer come out today with the insurance adjuster and walk up on the roof, but it's got 2 inches of snow on it, so We'll see what happens out there. But I've been exposed to the Rona. And it's funny, we're joking around about babies' names, like, we'll name her Rona or Covey or Covita or, whatever, which obviously we're not going to do. But we will take your baby names. We have not settled on a baby girl name. So if you want to give us some ideas in the comments below. And if this is your first time to the channel, I forgot to say that, welcome. Doing a little bit different style video today, but hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot to us, especially if you've watched the video this far. We'd love to have you subscribed as part of the IP fam. We help moms, dads, families all over the world become the strongest influence in the life of their children, because the strongest influence in the life of their children work. So now you're up to speed with what's going on in our household as of today, what's going on with the Rona, and I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on, how the birth is going in a couple weeks. But she is progressing along, which is great, having lots of good contractions, and so we're excited. We just need a name for this baby. So comment below and stay safe from the Rona, and we'll see you on the next one.